Okay, now what we're doing is raking out the joints. A lot of this has been built obviously maybe 200 years ago, and it's an old barn, so we've rebuilt this section right down here, and some of the older section, as you can see, is just old lime mortar, and so we rake it out like this, and then it's raked out quite easily. Well, on the older stuff, you can get it in at least 2 or 3 inches in, as far as you can get it. And with it being lime mortar, it rakes out quite easy. As you can see here, and here it's all out. You want a good brush, tend to use the old painters and decorators brush, and then you can get in right in like this. You've got to get the dust out prior to pointing. Now there's a problem with adhesion. You can use PVA glue and paint PVA glue in it, and that will give it suction or put it into the cement mortar, and that will help to stick. But with having lime in it, it's got a good suction, and it sticks to the brick, to the stonework very well. So this is how I point it. So you get it on your trowel like that, and here, and you try to slop it in if you can. I'll put it in and fill it as much as I can first, and then we cut it later, joint it up later. The key with pointing stone is not to have the mortar too wet. If you can keep it as stiff as you can, it's a lot better. In fact, some people like it raked out like this, just left raked out and brushed, because that brings the stone out more. But on this particular job, the client wants it pointing, and so that's what we're doing. We're putting a raised pointing on it, and shaping it. And then the key also with that afterwards is to brush it down. I'm just trying to film so you can see exactly how I'm doing it. And then you can shape it like this as you want. Everybody has different techniques. For me, I find the best is just chuck it in like that. It takes a bit of skill to do that. But over the years, I've picked it up. You don't want to start scraping like this down to the front of the brick, the block, the stonework. A bit like playing darts. When it's chucked in, it goes right to the back. I try not to kneel down and everything, by the way. I do have a little stool to sit on, but I'm just doing this for the pointing so you can see. But it's a good mix of 6 sand, 1 cement and 1 lime, and it's got to be firm, otherwise it's wet, it runs over the face of your stonework, which you don't want, and then it's a matter of scrubbing it with brushes afterwards. But this is a better way to do it, is keep it stiff. What I do, I fill it all, as I say, first, and then we'll come round to it later when it's set a bit, and then you can shape it like this. Okay, see how I'm doing that? The stiffer the better, really. Once you get your technique right, it's pointing is easier. Okay, you can see there. Now when it's dried off, you get your brush again. Generally at the end of the day, you just give it a brush and it blends it in. It takes that sharpness off it. It doesn't go rustic effect. Again, you just push that in. And you shape it with your trowel. Again, it's just a little bit soft. Better to leave it until it's stiffer. You get a much better shaping on it. I'm just doing that to show you how to do it. There you go. The reason we put lime in with stonework, you don't want it too strong. The cement doesn't give; it cracks. It's not much flexible. You put a lime in it, it gives you that flexibility, and it isn't so strong that it breaks the face of the block off, the face of the stonework off. Okay, so what we need to do is get a brush. When it's stiffened up a little bit, that's the idea. Is to just gently brush it like this. Number one, it takes out all the trowel marks, but it gives it more of a rustic effect. I'm only using a light brush, and it just brushes and blends it in. The key is when it's gone off a bit. There's a little bit wet there, but you can see the difference where it's brushed and where it's shiny. And that will be the case when it's done.